Hello. A funny story, every time I start to record something, the sun comes out and it's just delightful and I have to shut it out because otherwise it's not going to work. I'm just going to get to the beginning of this recipe, which, sorry, I should have done before I started recording. And then we'll get going. All right. So this recipe's in my week. You can see there's a lot of stuff around here. Seafood and corn chowder, which just reminds me, I think I've forgotten the corn. I do have it in a tin and I can get that because one of the lovely things about using your cooking on here is that it gives you time, one to clean up and one to get ingredients that you may have forgotten. I've got most of them, I think, but not the corn. Okay, doke. So off we go. So to begin with, I've got 1 lemon. It says zest only, no white pith. It's really hard to get it with no white pith, but I think I've done a reasonable job. And 50 grams of Parmesan cheese. So when you are wanting to zest something, if it's a sweet thing, it's great to add it to the sugar. I find that if you're just trying to zest or, blitz up the zest by itself, there's a bit of moisture in the zest. I think some people do they dry it out a little bit in the oven first. But I've just got the fresh zest. It's better off. It will zest better. Will break up better as if you were zesting it, but it'll be a lot quicker in here if it's with something else. So this is with the Parmesan cheese, which is savoury. If you're doing it in a cake or something, put it in with the sugar. Can't find a measuring cup. There it is. Ten seconds, speed 9. Show you what that looks like. Gosh, that smells amazing. Anyway, all beautifully zested up in there with the Parmesan. Yum. Then 5 sprigs of flat leaf parsley, leaves only, of course. We're doing 5 seconds on speed 7. It says transfer the mixture into a bowl, but I have obviously reread the recipe and pre-read the recipe. And I've got to add some pine nuts. So I'm just going to put it into the bowl straight away with the pine nuts. So there's my beautiful green mixture. So just to go on. Yeah, just goes on top of the soup when it's finished. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Now you're going to love the next screen. Do not clean mixing bowl. All right, it says 2 to 3 leeks. Well, I went out and bought 2 to 3 leeks. I didn't read that it was 200 grams, and I bought 3 really big leeks. And I've got masses. I needed a bit of one of them. So I'm going to put on, now just on this screen, if you can see this, whoops. That's it. It says 200 grams, but there are no scales. If you need to find your scales, you go to the magic dots, and whenever there's 3 dots, it means that they will do something for you, okay? Whether it's on cookie dough, whether it's on here. So with my 3 dots, I can bring the scales up. That's one of the options. So I've got my scales there. I have actually pre-weighed. I think I'm a little bit over, but I'm not worried. Yeah, I'm a bit over. Then 200 grams of fennel. And what I've actually done with the fennel, you know how the fennel has the bits that stick up, the longer bits? I have used some of that as well. So try to be as zero waste as possible. Popping my fennel in. Haven't made this before either, by the way. Quite excited. Lid's going on. 2 seconds beats 7. How powerful is that? 2 seconds. Scraping down the sides of the bowl. And 40 grams of salted butter. 2 tablespoons of cornflour. This is what I've got left, so I don't have to do whatever's in here. Oh, horrid noise. So I put cornflour on my shopping list. So this is going to thicken up as we're doing this. It's asking me to put the simmering basket on, so it's obviously going to be 95 degrees or higher. 100 degrees. 3 minutes on speed 2. Okay. So that's going to do its thing there. Remembering, you know, if I wasn't filming, I would have done that. And I'd be using my preview mode to see what else I had to get. She wanted to check I have got everything. Sherry, got that. And it's going to be some more cooking after that. Okay. So I thought I'd just show you the recipe. I'll find it. Hold on. Go into the background and find the right. There it is. Now I can share it. Right. So this is what I'm making today. We've been invited out for dinner, so that's nice. Making the seafood and corn chowder. I'm making this mushroom curry paste because Andrew's going to put on a slow cook later to have later in the week, but he just wants to have it sitting there in, you know how curries are often better the next day. And I'm making the 5C bread because that's his bread, and he told me he needs some more. But I thought I'd go to explore. I would just look at fish. We were talking about this the other day. And someone said, this is excellent. So just in our team, we were sharing a little chat. They said, this is fantastic. So I definitely would put that, let's have a look at that. I mean, it's the red curry paste, which I believe I have, red curry paste. So I'm going to put that in sometime soon. Actually, I'm going to put that in. And I might pop that in for Friday. Save it. All right, I won't add it to my shopping list just yet. Other ones, what else do I know? I think that's a pretty cool idea. Miso fish with Asian greens, that sounds delicious too. That used to be a demo dish. I mean, there's heaps. This is an amazing soup, really delicious soup. And as you can see, there's lots. So this seems to be mainly the white fish at the moment. That's a really, really good curry. I made that a couple of weeks ago and on recommendation, and it was fantastic. Someone else was saying this is brilliant, and you know, we got the cutter, which is going to be available for purchase, limited numbers, at 11 a.m. on the 30th of May. That would be brilliant for the topping, with the potato topping. Oh, it's actually just mashed potato, but you could do it layered. Yeah, so there's heaps and heaps of different fish recipes. Fish tacos, never made that. I've made that coconut turmeric fish curry. That was really nice too. Yeah, so there's a few different fish recipes. Now that's done its bit of cooking, but we'll come back in and look at some others whilst the next bit's cooking. Okay, 2 tablespoons of sherry. And just put it through the lid here. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to have a look inside. So I'm going to scrape that down too. Because the stuff in the bottom looks like it's cooked a little bit more than the stuff on top. Now I'm putting in my 2 tablespoons of sherry. Okay, so it does say that is absolutely optional, and of course the alcohol gets cooked off, so it's not alcoholic, it's just really a flavour. Two minutes, 100 degrees, speed 2. All right, so we're going to go back in and look at some more fish. But this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to go salmon. Remembering to source your salmon sustainably. If you actually Google sustainable salmon, I'm sure it will come up with places where you can get it. I was talking with someone the other day and she said you can get some in Ashburton if you're in Melbourne, and also Ripon Lee. Cool. I've done the salmon and leek parcels. That's really delicious. So when you do a parcel like this, it's great. You just fold, you put things up into your baking paper, wet your baking paper first so the steam comes through quicker. And then wring it out. Oh my goodness, poke bowls. Can't get enough of those. This is really good, the braised cabbage and leek with steamed salmon. Absolutely delicious if you're a fishy person. I've made that. That was really cool. And looks really good, doesn't it? I'd like to do those. I've done those too. In fact, if you're looking for a really impressive nibble, this is fantastic and super easy to make. Okay, so basically you make a slurry with all these bits and pieces. It's got the beetroot in there, it's got the tequila, and you just sit it in there. It says 12 to 24 hours. Honestly, I do 24 to 48 hours. And then once it's been in there, it cures it. You make this horseradish cream to go on the top, put it on crackers or whatever you want to do it on. But oh my goodness, that is amazing. And people are always super impressed with that one. So that's a really, really good one to remember. Simple steamed salmon, obviously great low carb, as is that low carb. That's from the low carb cookbook. What's the week one here? A few of these I haven't made. A lot of them I haven't made actually. That one's really good. It's a little bit more time consuming than you think. It says 30 minutes. I think it took me longer than that, but I probably had some quite big pieces of salmon. All right, stop sharing. Let's go back to our recipe. All right. So because I've taken all that off, I need to tear my scales. Make sure we're on 0. 650 grams of water. Do you like my Thermomix coloured jug? Well, not Thermomix colour, but you know, Thermomix colours. There we go. Move that over. 1 tablespoon of chicken stock paste. If you haven't made the, if you haven't got chicken stock paste, you can obviously use vegetable stock. The chicken stock paste is a really good one to have in the fridge. I always have this and the vegetable stock paste. I don't make the meat paste. I made it once. Honestly, didn't really do it for me. If I've got this and the vegetable one, I've got everything covered. Put my lid on there. 40 grams of lemon juice. So I've just squeezed that before. One tablespoon of fish sauce. I think I'm getting too low on this one too. But, oh, no, plenty in there. And 200 grams of potatoes. It said peel them, but you know, I haven't peeled them. So much of the nutrition's under the skin. So that's all going in there. 1 sprig of fresh thyme. So this is from the garden. Just put all that in there. Let's up that little bit. There we go. 1 dried bay leaf. $100 grams of bacon. Again, that's optional, but I have just, I don't know about you, but I use my scissors to cut up my bacon. So there's the bacon. Oops, no basket. All right, so let's go for 10 minutes on 100 degrees, reverse, speed 1. Now, I'm not going to sit and talk to you and look at recipes for 10 minutes because I'm sure you'd find that extremely boring. However, what I am going to do is move a couple of things so I can bring you a bit closer and we'll just preview the rest. Right. So after that, after 10 minutes, basically we add the marinara mix. Now I've got about 300 grams of marinara and a couple of 100 grams of prawns, which I had in the freezer anyway. So I put the freezer first and then made it up with marinara mix. You could just use prawns if you want. You could just use fish. It doesn't really matter. Whatever, you know, it is a fish soup, but you do whatever, you know, combinations you like. And I'm going to put my sweet corn in, tin of sweet corn, black pepper. Simmering bath is going to go back on. And then it's going to cook for another 7 minutes. And then it says serve, sprinkle with the gremolata. So the gremolata was that lemon and parmesan and parsley mixture that we made at the beginning. So basically, it's just going to cook. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to clean up my kitchen. I'm going to add the marinara mix, the seafood, the corn, and a bit of black pepper. And then just going to let it cook a bit more and serve it up. So very, very simple recipe. As I said, it was recommended, so I'm looking forward to having it for lunch and for the next couple of days as well. So I would suggest, I'll put a comment, I always do, when I post this and let you know what I think. Thank you. Bye.